All right, today we're diving into the secret weapon behind pretty much every successful project. It's a role that is so critical, but honestly, it's often completely misunderstood. So let's get right into it. Have you ever been there? You start with this brilliant idea, everyone's excited, and then somehow it gets lost in translation. It ends up as this frustrating project that's way over budget or completely misses the mark. Why does that happen so often? Well, here's a perfect example. This is the classic disconnect, right? On one side, you have a really simple, clear business need. On the other, you get this super complex technical interpretation. And that gap you see right there, that space between easy and API, that is exactly where projects start to go off the rails. So, how do we fix this? How do we stop this communication breakdown from happening? The answer is you need to build a bridge. We need a role that is specifically designed to close that gap and make sure what the business wants is exactly what the tech team ends up building. And that's where business analysis comes in. At its core, it's all about enabling change. But the real magic is in those two little phrases, defining needs and delivering value. See, this isn't just about making a list of features. It's about digging deep to find the real problem, and then making sure the final solution is genuinely valuable. I love this quote because it just nails it. The business analyst, or BA, is that vital link. You can think of them as a professional translator. You know, they're standing right in the middle of that bridge we just talked about, making sure business and tech are speaking the exact same language. But to really get a handle on just how important this role is, let's go beyond the bridge idea to an even more powerful metaphor. Let's start thinking of the BA not just as a link, but as the central hub of the entire project. Yeah, just like the hub of a wheel, they're at the very center, connecting all the crucial parts and making sure everything turns together in perfect sync. I mean, without the hub, you don't really have a wheel, do you? You just have a pile of parts that aren't going anywhere. So if the BA is the hub, then all the key teams involved in the project are the spokes. Let's take a look at exactly how the BA connects with each one of them to really orchestrate success. Okay, first spoke, the business stakeholders. This is where it all begins. The BA's most important job here is to dig past the surface level requests to understand the true why behind it all. They're not just asking, what do you want? No, they're asking, what problem are we actually trying to solve here? Next, the BA connects to the development team. This is where they take that why from the business and translate it into a crystal clear what. They create the technical blueprint that tells the developers exactly what to build, and that gets rid of all the dangerous guesswork that leads to wasted time and money. And you can't forget the QA team. The BA is an absolutely crucial partner for them. By making sure the test cases match the original business goals, they completely change the question the team is asking. It's no longer, does the code work? It becomes, does the code solve the right problem? Huge difference. So when you boil it all down, the BA's work is this really powerful, simple three-step cycle. First, they discover the real need. Then, they analyze and document it so everyone's on the same page. And finally, they validate that what got built actually solves the original problem. Discover, analyze, validate. That's the secret sauce. Okay, so we've seen how the hub connects all the spokes. But why is this so critical? Let's talk about the real-world, bottom-line impact that a great business analyst brings to the table. And the impact is massive. By making sure the requirements are right the very first time, a BA dramatically reduces costly rework later. By clarifying all the goals and seeing problems before they happen, they mitigate project risk. And by being that central hub, they keep every single stakeholder perfectly aligned. The result? Less waste and a much higher chance of success. Ultimately, it really comes down to this one simple but powerful idea. Pretty much anyone can build a solution. A business analyst's entire focus is making sure the team builds the right solution, the one that actually delivers real value back to the business. Think about it. In any project, the tech teams can almost always answer the question, can we build it? But a great business analyst, they force the entire organization to stop and answer a much more powerful question. Should we build it? And getting that question right is the true secret to success.